Welcome to another YouTube video. Today I want to talk about raw vegan foods I don't eat. The last video was about free so-called health foods I don't eat anymore. But now I want to talk really about raw vegan foods I don't eat because I don't think they are made for humans. Okay, let's go straight into it. The first thing is grains. Some raw vegans, they still eat grains, for example, buckwheat or oats, all kinds of grains, because you can actually sprout them and eat them raw. But in my opinion, grains are not for humans. In nature, they are for birds, they have the ability to pick them, and we have hands. With our hands we can reach for fruits on the trees, and we would not stay there for hours and hours and hours and pick the single grains to get enough to make a meal out of it. It's just not happening. And on the other hand, each time I tried grains, I tried buckwheat, I tried different sprouted grains, I also had oats, which is completely horrible for me because I actually don't tolerate oats at all. I get stomach cramps immediately, so oats are definitely not for me, and I think not for humans in general. So I don't eat grains, and I don't think it's a good healthy food to have in a raw vegan diet, or actually in every diet. So the next thing I don't eat is legumes. Why? Again, because I don't believe that legumes are made for humans. They have so many anti-nutrients, and they have, for example, saponins. I don't know how to pronounce it, but basically some substances which are not healthy, and they are not for humans. So I don't believe we should ever eat them. So I don't believe they are for humans and we should eat them. And some raw vegans claim they are so healthy for you because they have a high amount of protein or amino acids, and you can sprout chickpeas and you can sprout lentils, and maybe they add some more nutrition to your salads or some more protein. But in my opinion, it would be better to eat more fruit instead of more grains and legumes. Okay, so the next food I don't eat on a raw vegan diet are mushrooms in large amounts. So don't get me wrong. I would eat mushrooms if you offer it to me in a nice restaurant salad or whatever. Or if you come over and make me a raw vegan pizza with some mushrooms, I would eat it. So I'm not dogmatic about it, but I don't believe that it's human food, because mushrooms are, they grow if something is not right. For example, if you have a problem in your body and an overgrow of something. So again, I don't believe that it's human food, because mushrooms are a fungal infection. So for example, if something is out of balance in your body, or even in nature, you can see it on trees, on plants. If something is wrong with them, there is a fungal overgrow. And this is the state, this is the environment where mushrooms grow. So, me personally, I don't want to have a fungal environment in my body, and therefore I would not choose mushrooms as a first choice. I would rather have fruits and vegetables instead of mushrooms. So again, just not a perfect environment where mushrooms grow. It's just not right to put it into your body, especially on a daily basis, I think. So the next raw vegan food I don't eat is large amounts of dried fruit. I used to love dried fruits. I would indulge on dried fruits, trust me. When I started my raw vegan lifestyle, and even before I was raw vegan, I always had so much dried fruit, because I was already aware that sugar is not good for you, and I replaced all my sweets like instead of having real chocolate or sugary candy or whatever, or cake and things, I always had dried fruit. And I would not use them, for example, like I do sometimes now. I use dates and just add them to dressings or to sauces, to just use them as a sweetener and blend them. But back then I used to eat the dried fruit as a whole thing. So I would really have it as a dessert, and it would stick to my teeth. And I developed some teeth issues, some severe teeth issues. And I'm pretty sure it's from all these dried fruit, because if you dry fruits, the water is just not there anymore, and it's concentrated sugar, and it can be just too much for your teeth. So I would not recommend to have dried fruits in large amounts. It's okay to have dried fruits in general, some dates. I also love dates. I have mature dates almost every day. I eat 2, sometimes 3 to 4, but not more. And back then I would eat a whole bag, for example. A whole bag of dried figs and raisins. Oh my gosh, how much raisins I ate. I just ate them right from the bag, and most raisins are also covered in oil. And this is the worst combination ever. Then I had this high concentration of sugar combined with oil, which is the worst thing you can do. And I also had dried apricots, everything you can imagine in the dried form. So cranberries, raisins, apricots, figs, dates, plums, mango, pineapple. I would eat it all. And now what I do is I just eat the fruits fresh, and it's so much better. And once you kind of go away from the dried things, you will feel such a difference, like in all regards. You will feel lighter, your digestion will be better, you will absorb the nutrients better because of all the water which is still intact and in the fruits. So I would really say be aware of how much dried fruits you eat, and have some dates. Sure, they are great for potassium. They have many nutrients and so much fiber in there, and they are not unhealthy. I'm not saying that dried fruits are unhealthy, but they can cause some issues, and they will not make you feel your best. So have some, but not too much, okay? Good. The next thing I don't eat anymore on a raw vegan diet is like condiments and coconut aminos and soy sauce and all these things you actually don't need, and sriracha sauce. I actually never tried this one, but all these ingredients which some raw vegans still use, they are not even raw. So all these sauces, there are so many recipes which use coconut aminos and sriracha sauce and soy sauce, fish sauce. There is something on the market now which is called no fish sauce. It's a vegan replacement for fish sauce, and you can use it for Japanese or Asian cuisine, but it's not even raw, and still I see so many raw vegans using it. So I don't use it because it's overloaded on sodium. It's so high, the salt content, it's just through the roof. You don't want to put such a large amount of salt into your body, in my opinion. So what to do instead is you can have celery. Celery is high in sodium naturally, and it's not going to harm you because it's natural sodium from the whole vegetable. Also, tomatoes are high in sodium, and Swiss chard. Swiss chard is also high in sodium. So what I do is I drink celery juice every morning. So my salt cravings are already kind of covered. And I also save the pulp from juicing. And then I dry the celery pulp, and then I ground it in the Vitamix. So it's really like a really thin powder, or even like a salt replacement. And it's really salty. It tastes really salty. Once you're used to a no salt diet, celery salt is really salty. It can be perfect on salads, and it really can replace salt in some dressings and sauces and yeah, just veggie dishes. It's beautiful. Try it out. Yeah. And then I would like to hear from you if you feel a difference, because if you leave out all these things I just mentioned, I promise you, you will make progress in your diet, in your lifestyle, in how you feel. It's just such a difference. And I think we need to realize that some foods we still consume are not raw, even if some raw vegans still eat them. And we also need to realize that we cannot improve on nature. As soon as we change something, as soon as we process foods, they are not as healthy and not as good for us as they would be if we just ate them in its whole natural form, if you know what I mean. So instead of trying fruits, why not eating the fresh fruit? Instead of isolating oils, why not eating the whole nuts? And so on and so forth. Instead of eating isolated protein powder from pumpkin seeds or peas, why not eating the whole pumpkin seeds and the whole peas? You know what I mean? So this is just kind of common sense, but also I think some people don't get it. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below if you have some more foods you don't eat on a raw vegan diet, or some foods you would really not recommend to eat because you have bad experience with it or whatever. Just let me know. And then that's it for this video, and I see you in my next one. Bye guys, so much love and peace out.